Serious ethical issues are being raised after it emerged that US and Chinese scientists have implanted human cells into monkey embryos. The aim of the research is to understand more about how cells develop and to help research in cultivating organs for transplant. The scientists injected human stem cells, cells that have the ability to develop into many different body tissues, into macaque embryos. The developing embryos were studied for up to 20 days. Other so-called mixed species embryos or chimeras have been produced in the past, with human cells implanted into sheep and pig embryos. This scientific group was led by Professor Juan Belmonte of the Salk Institute in the US. He says the work could address the shortage in transplantable organs and help us understand more about early human development, the way disease progresses and ageing. Catherine de Volde is a senior research fellow at the Oxford Wahiro Centre for Practical Ethics. I asked her if we should see the embryos as human at all.
That's a good question. It's a difficult question. So I think when we create an organism that is a mix between a human and a monkey, we're really not sure at all what sort of organism we have created. I mean, is it a human? Is it a monkey? Is it something in between? And that raises ethical issues because we don't know how we should treat these creatures ethically. Can we simply use them in scientific experiments? Can we destroy them in experiments when we really don't know what sort of organism they are?
Do you see a line between scientific research up to a number of days, say 20 days, and beyond?
Yes, so I think there is an important distinction here. So I think the problem I raised about us not being sure what sort of organism we create, how we should treat it, is not so much of a problem for the research we're discussing here, because in that research, as you mentioned, the human monkey chimeras were destroyed when they were 19-day-old embryos. So that is before the development of a nervous system, before there are any mental capacities. So I think not so many ethical issues there, but of course this sort of research opens the door to research where with chimeras that are allowed to develop further. And then we may create human-animal chimeras with perhaps human neurons in their brains. And that raises a lot of ethical issues because what looks like an animal may well have mental capacity similar to that of a human being. And in that case, of course, we simply can't use these chimeras in scientific research. We can't just simply destroy them or use them to extract organs for transplantations into humans.